All right, folks, here we go. Episode 37. Oh my God, I'm almost at 40. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody? Wednesday. My morning read. Okay, I'm gonna get the vinyl ready. Come on in, everybody. Bada bing. Bada boom. There we go, everybody. The vinyl's spinning. I've got a beverage. I got lots of wacky stuff to show you. It's Wednesday night. I have a crowd here. We're gonna have a good time. Party on. Here we go. If you're new to the show, this is my evening hour. And episode 37. And tonight is called Pez Firearms and Suicide Toys. My God, that sounds like a... I just realized it sounds like an Alex Jones thing. Because Alex Jones is always talking about suicide pills and lizard people. And, oh, I want to hear this Stephen Smith story here. Yeah, so that title's crazy, but you're going to love tonight's episode. My episode on Monday was on lava lamps. I've got one right over here boiling away. And, this show's been having a weird theme, which we'll talk about in a second. But first, if you're new, I got Steven, Talon, Sean, Eric, and a bunch of other people that I can't see who's in here, unless you comment. Subscribe to this channel. When I get to 666 subscribers, I'm going to run a contest. Not only that, hey, what's up, Amanda? Then when I get to 1,000 and I'm actually monetized, my God, I'm going to have an even bigger contest. The contest is for the people in the chat. This is a very chatty show. I love it when people comment. If I say something wrong, I want to know. If I state some misfact, point it out. Because I do a lot of research for some of these episodes, and this is not one of them. I didn't do a whole heck of a lot of research on this one. My evening hour show is the one I do the most. And the other show that I do on this channel, that's probably my favorite, is called... Hold on a second. You can't do that here. That's my ballerina daughter doing kicks right here. Hilarious. I was like, it's like... Anywho, very distracting. Sorry. Hey, Fallon, what's up? Come on in. So, see, I lost track. That's why I can't have ballet kicks. Little fact, a lot of people don't know, I did ballet for 4 years. 4 years. I loved it. I wish I could do it again. And maybe Ashworth, what's up, brother? I would love to do it again one day. I think it's a really good, it just feels good, and I like the music. I'm an opera, a classical fan, so. Mark, come on in, grab a drink. I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about 2 seconds ago. I was saying something about not being monetized, but dudes, listen. The hard part, the hard to believe part, is I've actually been getting donations since October on a regular basis, to the point of I actually have gear. I got a camera, I got lights, I got microphones. I got it all. Thank you to the donors. If you can't donate, that's fine. Just watch the show. Have fun. I know times are tough. And also, if you aren't a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notify bell. From what I hear, the subscriptions don't mean much unless you actually hit the notify bell. And like the video. If you do that, it makes me happy. And I get it. So let's talk about some stuff. Upcoming episodes. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was gonna talk about my other shows. Behind the Devil's Curtain. That's my flagship show. I do the most research on. It's usually dealing with some strange subjects, sometimes controversial. The new episode's definitely going to be a controversial episode. I'm going to do it on the historicity of Jesus. And it's going to take a little while to compile what I put together. But I think people are going to really like it. If you're a Christian, sure, watch it. I want to hear your opinion. I am a believer that religion is a fair game for big criticism. Religions make very large claims, and I think it's up for criticism. So that's what I do, and if I'm looking in the wrong direction, point me in the right direction. I'll go read the essay or watch the debate or the video. So the other show is Boardgasm. Boardgasm is my board game TV talk show where I do reviews and I talk about miniatures and all things nerd. So I got one of those coming up. Goblinko, who jumps in here sometimes, he might even be watching now. Sean Auberg of Goblinko, or Goblinko. I say Goblinko. I think they say Goblinko, like goblin. They have a new game coming out, and I got to play test it, so I already know about it, and I haven't really said much. I mean, people know I liked it. I didn't hide that I didn't like it, but I'm gonna give it a full review, and I'll probably show you on camera what a game looks like, because it plays in a space that's like a smaller space. Well, not really. It can get big. Well, it's interesting. I don't want to say much. So that's coming up. I got Dallas in here, Mark, Ashworth. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. This is great. I think you're going to have fun tonight. I try not to get too political. The only two things that I feel comfortable talking about when it comes to politics publicly, well, three things. It would be religion in politics, free speech issues, and also gun rights. Those are the ones. And if nobody knew me, I don't know what they would think, like what goes on in my head, but those are the three ones that I've spent the most time thinking about and doing research on, and I have formulated opinions on. And so those kind I will talk about a little bit. I don't like to go into the who's on the left and who's on the right. Now, that I don't consider myself left or right at all. I guess most people would see a little bit of me on each side on certain issues. I'm all over the place. But tonight might get a little bit on that because we're talking about toy guns in essence, and that can get a little political. So, yeah, I'm a talker. I like all opinion. Up, down, left, right, backwards, forwards. I don't mind hate speech at all. I think all speech is good speech, even the bad stuff. So, if you have something to say, just say it. We'll talk about it. I love discussions. And I don't get upset. I try to frame everything. I try to respond, not react. And I've gotten way better at responding and not reacting. Pew pew. Yes, I like shooting guns. But that's not why I'm interested in guns. I'm more about what they represent and what they mean and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, we'll talk later. So, all right. And I am working, and this is a little weird. People think I'm nuts when I talk about this. I'm working on an episode on earwax. I'm going to do a pretty deep show on earwax and the best way to clean your ears. And safe. I consider myself a little bit of an expert on ear cleaning. And I like to share some of that. It sounds like a creepy, weird fetish. It's not. It's just I like having clean ears. And my kids, when they were little, I couldn't stand when they had wax coming out of their ears. And I know other people that have kids, and their kids would come over to my house, and I'd be like, dude, your wax is falling out. It's so bad. Someone's got to clean them. So I learned how to clean ears. Anywho. Can you hear that? I have some wonderful classical records. I don't play them too loud, mostly because they distract me. All right, let's talk about this. One more thing. Anybody out there who bid or partook in my Kickstarter, aka the Satanic Playing Cards, look at this card. Anybody know about the god Baal, B-A-A-L, or Demon Baal? Some people call him a demon, others call him a god. He was definitely around during the time of the ancient Jews, and they had their varying gods, and Baal was one of the gods. I believe Baal is mentioned in the Old Testament a handful of times, 3 or 4 times, and Baal also gets confused with Moloch, and sometimes they're considered to be the same god. Kind of confusing. So here's Baal, the Jack of Hearts. This will be the Jack of Hearts in my playing card deck. This is drawn by the artist and my collaborator, Stuart Palm. You're the first to see it, everybody. The pips aren't on it yet. The corner pips are not done yet. But that is going to be the playing card art. Check it out. That is Baal. Party on Baal. All right, let's get into this. All right, perfect. It's a quarter after. I've got notes. The show is called Pez Firearms and Other Suicide Toys. I didn't put an other. I recently have been becoming obsessed with Pez. And I don't want to use the word obsessed. I'm not that obsessed. I just collect it a little bit more now, just because I learned a little more. When I was a little kid, I always had Pez. I always had a handful. I always had a shelf. I still have a shelf. It ain't big. It's about that big, and it consists of 15 different Pez's. It's about all I have. My kids have about 10 to 15. I have about... I've met people that have a lot. I never knew a lot about it. Recently, I've been to the Pez Visiting Center twice. 2 times. And I've driven by it my whole life, like on 95, going up through Connecticut. And there it is, Pez Visiting Center. And I always thought, wow, I got to go. I can't believe I didn't go before. Well, I've been twice. I've learned a lot about Pez. I did an episode last week on it. And what I didn't know is Pez made guns. I saw them in the thing. I was like, oh my God, they have Pez guns. And they have a bunch of different ones. They came out in the 50s. And I'm going to show you what some of these Pez guns look like. Now, this is out of control. Let's do here. Someone doesn't like the taste of Pez. I do like the taste. Isn't that weird? I actually like the taste. Let's see. Where is the 2 gold bat? Oh my, I don't think I sent it. I'm a dummy. There was one picture I wanted to show you, but it's not in here. The 1950s one looks kind of squatty. Oh, wait. Hold on. I can show you. I have it in my phone. Oh, by the way, as I look this up, if this ever drops off, this feed, give it a second. I'll reboot my computer. Sometimes the power's cut and I can't control it, or the internet's down elsewhere, or YouTube's down. If that doesn't work, go to Instagram, Cardone Magic. Ashworth, yes. Okay, if you did not do the Kickstarter, yes, you can. Here's what you need to do. If you would like, we're going to put up a web store very soon. We're actually building it right now. It's going to have t-shirts. It's going to have cards. I'm going to show you what the website is. I don't know where it is. Gosh, I have to organize my screens. I have so many different screens. Oh, here. There it is. SatanicPlayingCards.com. So, Ashworth, go there, put your email in, and you'll be on the mailing list. And as soon as that's up and ready, you will be in the first to know. Okay? So now I'm looking for a picture that I found today on the web of some wacky Pez guns. I guess I didn't send this one. I'm going to see if my... Does this pick up? Okay, those are the 1950s style. See how squatty they are? They almost look like squirt guns. They were called space guns. It's got a little squatty. They look kind of weird. They look very... Oh, the lighting just got weird. Yeah, they're very like short and squatty, right? Not so attractive to me. Kind of cute, right? They had a clip. Kind of cool, right? So they put them out, and, you know, back then, no one thought twice that that was weird. And then they put these out. This is where it gets interesting. Then they put out... Well, there's the squatty one in gold. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Yes, Grandma Candy, Fallon. You're like me. I like Grandma Candy, too. I also like black licorice and Good and Plenty. Ah, thank you, Amanda. So that gun is cool. Now, look at this. Oh, hold on. Here. So then in the 60s, they made that. Hey, Vorder Shark. What's up? Good show tonight on Instagram. That killer yoga workout on Instagram. Thank you. So that Pez gun, folks, I have got to own that. That is outstanding. That looks like a real, like, little 25 caliber. It's about the size of one of those little 25s. I actually own one of those little squatty 25s that you can fit in your sock. I have one. Not here in New York City. In New York City, I do have a long gun permit. I don't have the handgun permit because it's just extra money. It's all about money here. The more you pay, you can get it. So weird. It's a monetary value to weed people, to scare people away, which is unconstitutional. You can't use a monetary value to scare people away. Anywho, that little gun, the black one, I am upset. When I saw this, like, all right, that looks like a real gun. Then they put out, in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I know, I can't believe it's 12. Then they did this. All right, there's the black one in the package. Early 80s, Pez Space Gun. And that Pez Space Gun is kind of big. It ain't small. When I saw that in the Pez place, in the the center, Pez Forever, Voida Shark. When I saw that one, I said, my God, that's cool. And, folks, I got one right here. And I'm going to show it to you. There it is. That is a Pez Space Gun made in Austria. This side, it says Pez at the top of the handle. Just like on that side. I don't know why I said that. It's the same on both sides. And look, it really does have a clip. Now, this has just been loaded. I'm going to switch over now. So check this out. When your kid wants a piece of candy, he's got to go. Or, okay, how crazy is that? Imagine hanging out with a bunch of kids and they're all putting guns in their mouth and shooting. This is nuts. Okay? I still don't think it should be illegal. I just think it's nuts. Pretty cool. So, Pez tastes weird because of what it is. It's just sugar, and they compress it. That's all it is. It's not really crystallized. It's got I love the flavor. You know what? Oh, it is very Flash Gordon-ish. Yeah. That's why I liked it. Now, let me tell you about this. These aren't that expensive. This gun right here. Let me get a good close-up. It was a simpler time. Yes. Look at that. It's a very good design. Yeah, the Bud Dwyer edition. Good one. You get a point for that one tonight. That's a good one. A lot of people don't know Bud Dwyer, but I'm from Pennsylvania. Oh, there we go. And I remember when it happened. This is a great toy, okay? This is one of the coolest things I've ever bought. Last night, I dungeon mastered. And all night, I was shooting people in the mouth. It was kind of amusing. It's very COVID friendly. It's very sanitary. You just point and shoot. So, I paid $50 for this online. Now, if you go right now and look, you're not going to find one. You have to look for them. They're around. They're like $50. Supposedly, they were really valuable. And then someone found a large stash of them somewhere. Probably 1,000 or so. And now it dropped the price. Yeah, like a Glock. Yeah, it's Austrian made. And this is cool. Now, when you pull the trigger, you get a variant. It's either really strong or kind of weak. You don't know. And let me see if I can do this. It's actually a great toy for this. You see? Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, the one I'm eating right now just reminded me of something. So good. Okay, you're wondering what I'm eating now? The first few Pez's I ate were, oh, here. All right, this is good. I'm going to read the comments. Tonight we're going to have good comments. What was I talking about? Oh, the flavor. Yeah, so I put in there a bunch of lemon ones, but at the bottom half of the clip, which I'm going to show you how it loads in a second, I have chocolate Pez. When I saw they had chocolate Pez, I was shocked. I just thought it was going to be like a candy, like actual just chocolate, but it's not. It comes like this, and as far as I know, it doesn't have the longer package. It's in a squatty package. Hold on, it'll focus. There it is. Look at that. Chocolate Pez. Now, if you're wondering what it tastes like Necco wafers. Chocolate. Oops, I just dropped them. They taste like chocolate Necco wafers. Kind of cool, right? They're really good. If you like Necco wafers, you'll love chocolate Pez. Mant Lion, what's up? So, I'm going to show you how this works, okay? We're going to put the hand cam on, and I'm going to show you exactly how this gets loaded up. So if you look here, the clip comes out like that. And this part of it is great. You can pull it out just like a Pez one and fill it that way. Or you can open these up. There's got to be somebody out here. Oh, yeah, there is a song about Bud Dwyer. Who wrote a song about Bud? Jane's Addiction did one about Ted Bundy. Somebody did a song about Bud Dwyer. I can't remember. All right, so somebody has to be really good at doing this, where you just load it really quick. So look, it loads like a real gun. You put it in and push down and slide it. My God. So this is one of the coolest things I've ever purchased. I can't believe I didn't know about these. I'm really into it. I'm going to collect Pez guns. I'm not going to collect Pez. I'm going to collect Pez guns. I'm going to look for that gold one and that black one. All right, so now when you put it in, let me get this in here. Right? When you put it in, it feels like it doesn't go in all the way, right? Which means you got to shoot one out. So here, I'll shoot one out. Oh, hold on. There it is. Once you shoot one out, it's locked in. It's like held in. And now it's ready to go. I can't believe that this is a real thing. I'm glad it is. So, chocolate Skittles. Yikes. So, yeah, Bud Dwyer, for those of you that don't know, he was a congressman? I think he was a congressman. Well, he was on TV. He had a little press conference, and he ended up killing himself on live TV. And from what I gather, if you go do some research, he was set up. He had some weird thing where I think he was set up, and he did that as a middle finger to the people that set him up because he was going to go to prison. And he was like, I'm not going to prison, and I'm going to ruin your lives. I'm going to make you feel really guilty about what you did. And he wrote them all letters. I'm curious of what the letters said. And then he got a gun out and shot himself on live TV. It's insane. I don't recommend anybody watching it. I really don't. I saw it. I've seen the real one, and it's ghastly. I remember when I was a kid seeing it on TV, they didn't show it after the, it happened live, and then that was it. And I remember the front page of the newspaper was him with his gun in his mouth. Terrifying. So this here, I am into this. I do think it's weird that you got to shoot yourself in the mouth, but whatever. There is a little bit of a discrepancy about toy guns with this that I will talk about. There's a little bit of one. Now, let's keep moving. I just want to see here. Now, out of the Pez guns, there's the gold. That's from the 50s. The one on the left, the black one, that's 60s style. They had many colors and shapes. It holds a dozen. It holds 12. Yeah. Look at this. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. Isn't that just a piece of beauty? I mean, I really love it. I think it's great. Okay, now, hold on. Here we go. So, before I get to that, about 22 years ago, I was in Japan, and I saw in a Toys R Us something that shocked me. And I've had this thing on my wall with a staple in it for literally 23 years. Never opened it, never played with it. Today, I opened it for the first time, and I started playing with it. This, to me, is one of the most shocking toys I've ever seen, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is a Russian roulette game sold in a Toys R Us in Japan. It says, bang! And here is the toy. Okay, now, where do you see this? This is absolutely off the charts. Just the package alone. Oh, here. Now, look at the back. So you blow the balloon up, cock the gun, and then, like the picture shows, you put it against your head, and you pull the trigger. Sounds like a blast, right? Look at this thing. Now, it even feels kind of like a real pistol. It really does. It really does feel like a pistol. And I would show you. I went crazy today because the balloons that this thing came with are 23 years old. And as soon as I blew them up, they popped. Then I went and bought regular balloons, and they didn't work because they're too stretchy, and the thing that pops them doesn't pop. Then I had water balloons, and they're too small. But then I figured out you could take a water balloon and put it like this and squeeze it really tight in there, like that. And it works really good. Yeah, like that. So then, you cock the trigger. I can't believe I'm doing this live on the internet right now. And you literally do a Samedi 13. Spin the hammer around, okay. And then you put it to your head. And you pull it. See, I would have been alive. I lived. Can you imagine doing this at a kid's birthday party? Oh my God. Click. Pass to the next kid. The little 5-year-old. Nope. No good. This is off the charts. Eventually it'll pop. Now I'm going to get it to pop. Here it goes. No. Earlier I had one that wouldn't pop. I don't know why. Eventually I'm going to get an explosion. No, it didn't work. See, this is faulty. Hold on. Let me make sure it's definitely hitting the... Oh, there it is. It popped it. It just didn't... Look, it's just slowly... right, now let me do it with a different balloon. This is too fun. Okay, here we go. All right, let me get this in here. Yeah, this is insane. I'm not kidding. I mean, this is... it's hard to believe. Now, what's hard to believe is today... Oh my gosh, it's not working. Oh, there it is. I just died. Okay. Wow, I'm a lucky guy. I went like a million times. Here's what's insane. They still make this game. Folks, yes, you can all go order one of these online right now. There are multiple versions. Look at this one. I mean, that kid, I like how they at least make him like pulling the trigger above his head. Like, it's a Russian roulette toy that they're telling the kids not to actually do the Russian roulette part. It's kind of funny. I don't know what to say, folks. I think it's hilarious. I do. I like tasteless things like this. If you look up tasteless toys, you're going to be shocked. Most tasteless toys online aren't guns. They're usually action figures that do something. Whether it's a squirt gun, a pencil, some sort of gadget. And the toy has the button in a very inappropriate place. Oh yeah, that's by far the craziest kids game I've ever seen too. That's worse than the poop games and all those gross ones. That's crazy. All right, let me just see here. Here's an inappropriate toy. That is a Batman squirt gun. And look at where you pump the squirt button. I mean, it's... I don't know what to say. So, I do like inappropriate toys. Yeah, this is too much fun. Look at this balloon. I popped it and it's still around. Let me see. Do I have another one? Now, oh yeah. Now, the workings of this too. I'm going to see if you can get a close-up. See the needle? Look at that needle. There's a needle that sticks up. So this isn't even safe for kid. Like if you kid, here's the real Russian roulette. You do this. You put your thumb on there. That's the real Russian roulette. I'm curious if the when it does pop out. Here, I'm gonna find it. No. Oh, there it is. Nope. What the heck? I don't think it pops out every time. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. That would be awful if that went through your thumb. Absolutely awful. Here, let's do one more. It is quite fun. This might have to be part of the show where every now and then No, I lived. See? Wow. Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about this. When I was a kid, we had toy guns. We had BB guns. I was around real guns, real knives all the time. If my mom is watching, Fran, you remember Pappy Lardieri's office? There were guns around, and I'm sure when you were little, you had guns around too. You went into their room. I was in their room daily. It's from birth till when they passed away. And in Pappy Lardieri's desk, there were 3 guns in that room. And I know that because every time I went in, I checked them out. There was a 25 caliber, about this big. You know, the kind that you don't aim, but you put right against somebody. There was also another revolver that had one of those hair triggers. And there was a rifle in the corner at all times. The rifle was loaded. The rest of them weren't loaded. Oh, the 25 caliber was the handgun. They were around. Hills did have some fun toys. I remember Hills very much. I used to go to Hills with these grandparents I'm talking about in Pennsylvania. Those guns were around. I was told not to touch them. I knew not to touch them. And they didn't hide them from me. So I didn't feel compelled to do anything weird. I just knew they were very dangerous. Same with knives. I had a pocket knife in first grade kindergarten. I mean, I always had pocket knives. My thing with guns is this, and we can talk for hours about this. I always thought if you're going to have kids play with guns, which my kids both played with real guns and toy guns, teach them about everything there is to know about guns. Everything. Not only just safety, but how they work, and, take them to the gun museum or a gun show or whatever. Guns are part of our culture. You can ban them all day. You can literally tomorrow make all guns illegal. They're going to still be all over the place. Unless you did a police raid and went house to house to house to house and clean them out, you'll never get rid of them. No way in hell. No way. I know people that have full-blown arsenals in their houses, and I know people that have full-blown arsenals and they hide them. They're not easy to get to. So I always thought, just educate, right? Teach kids, when you have a toy gun, whether it be a Pez gun or any gun, treat it as a real gun. Meaning, even in its play, pretend like it's real and can kill somebody. And that way you get ready to be a real gun owner. It's the training part, right? It's the part where if you make a mistake, you're not going to die, right? So literally treat a toy gun like it's a real gun. Meaning, when you point it at somebody, never do that. Always point it a little off, which is what you learn in theater. Look, I'm going to point it right now at the camera. It's a Pez gun, folks. It shoots candy, okay? I'm not being threatening. If I point this at the camera right now, look at it's square. I think it's hilarious. In a play, you would never point a gun at another actor. If that's the audience, you would point it like that. You would point it just a hair off, because from the side, you would never be able to tell. That's literally what you learn for stage combat purposes. Any gun, you point like that. It's all education based, Fallon. It's all it is. Now, you ready for this? So on the note of the Pez gun and teaching little kids not to point it, right? This crosses the line. Because to eat a piece of candy, you got to do that. Chocolate Pez. So this is the gray line. Now, this doesn't even have a barrel on it, so I don't know what the heck this is. It's still weird. That's right. It's all about education. Now, I'm going to say something that might shock some people here. It shocked me. My son and daughter both went to elementary school in Manhattan. I lived in Queens. They go to school in Manhattan. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass, but it was a good public school, and it was worth the train ride or the car, whatever we did. Mostly it was the trains in the old days. I think most people here are raised around firearms. If you're not raised around firearms, some of this stuff might sound shocking to you. So in school, in my son's school, I think it was 4th or 5th grade, they were doing the amendments. They were the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third. They went through them all. Are you ready for this? They skipped the Second Amendment. They skipped it. They didn't teach it. They said it and then moved on. They just literally just named it. They were like, and the Second Amendment means people are supposed to own guns. They're allowed to, and that was it. And when I heard about that happening, I was really mad. But there's nothing I can do. I mean, it would have been a lot. I thought about calling the news. I mean, but again, what do you do? I just thought it was weird that the school he went to definitely was of what I call the new left-leaning angle of all guns are evil, stay away, ban them all. They definitely were in that realm. When I was a kid, the left were gun people. Yeah, if you were a leftist, you like guns. Like the Black Panther style, they like guns. And then it became a right-wing issue, and there's all these issues and this and that. To me, it's very basic. I just always thought there were two things that were very important. One was being able to say what I needed to say, whether it be hurtful to somebody else or not hurtful to somebody else. If it's a feeling and an emotional feeling, I need to say something, to me, that's important. I have to be able to do that. Free speech to me is how things are worked out, even bad stuff, right? I don't have super chat. So Donovan, whoever's in there, I'm trying. You don't get super chat until you get to 1,000, which is why I'm always telling people to join, subscribe. So, yeah, they did. They literally skipped the Second Amendment. I couldn't believe it. And so, free speech to me is everything, right? That's it. That's the key to all of the above. It's the key to science, literature, art, down the line. Like, if you can't say uncomfortable things, you're not going to get through the uncomfortable. And the uncomfortable thing that the guy's saying might be wrong. It might be completely wrong. Yeah. Oh my God, you had a rifle team, Fallon? Oh my God, that's amazing. So, about guns, the Second Amendment is all about, should I be allowed to protect myself from serious threat? And my answer is yes. And to me, it goes right along with the first one. Because if someone's cutting your speech off, that means they're trying to control you in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be for good or bad purposes, doesn't matter. They're trying to, because if you're cutting speech, you're getting to this. It goes down to thought policing too. It kind of goes into that. There's where the gun comes in. Now, I hear the argument, and this is my really quick argument, pro-gun argument. Oh, what are you going to do? Stop a tank in the government with a pistol? The answer is yes. 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 A pistol can stop a tank. Not literally like, bing, and the tank goes down, but small firearms in civilian hands amongst the public is very powerful. Any country we've ever had to do a war type thing in where they're embedded with firearms, whether it be in the jungle or a city or wherever, it does give an advantage. And so that's why I'm pro-gun. I'm pro all guns. Machine guns like full auto, not semi-auto, I do think are hard to use, and they're not accurate. They're not very good, full auto. So I'm not for that. Yeah, there it goes. There's poverty, education, but yeah, I mean, really, there's so many things involved. The gun, the whole concept is get rid of the gun, and you have and then you go, well, go to like Europe where they, they don't have guns, but, they have a very high violent crime rates. So you can get rid of the gun, but you're still going to have stabbings and muggings in cars. And they tried to ban knives in England. They tried to, if you say something dumb, you pay for it in a free society. There it is. Yeah, let people speak. Now, this new thing where the private groups that are hosting all of these things we're having fun in, limiting speech, I'm not into either. I think that's bad because when you squelch somebody, to me, that's dangerous too. It's a very fine thing. You have to be very careful of limiting speech, even the bad stuff, even the, quote, hateful speech. Think about all the terrible, hateful, blasphemic speech that became what we consider to be all things good and awesome. So through the dark, sometimes things pop out. So that's why all speech is good. Yeah, the police in England don't carry guns, correct, unless there's a serious threat, and then they call in the big boys. And I think they have like a SWAT team. So over there, there's SWAT team with the gun guys. Here, our SWAT teams show up with assault weapons, I believe. My Pez, someone put in it, the guy who sent it, a vintage clicker. I guess clickers were a thing in the old days, and this is a metal vintage. Oh, focus. Focus. Oh, there it is. Listen. Kind of cool. It's for dog training. Back to guns. So that's my thoughts on guns. I could do a whole Second Amendment episode. I've gotten really good at talking about it with non-gun people because of where I live. I am a performer in New York City. So most people I perform with, I'll use the word Democrat left. I don't like using those words. I hate it, but they definitely vote Democrat. They lean to the left. They're very progressive minded as they would think, and they hate guns. They hate them, hate them, hate them, hate them. So I'm around those guys a lot and gals and whoever else. And I figured out a way to bring it up in a positive manner that lets them know why I feel the way I feel. It's not just like, oh, it's my right and that's that, and it says it in the Constitution. It's not that. I actually think about these things and have thoughts and feelings about them. My kids have all shot real guns. They've owned guns. I mean, all of the above. Little kids, I taught them how to clean them, respect them. I taught them how to clean their knives and sharpen them and take care of them. I never didn't let them not have them or play with them. It was just a one strike, you're out. That's it. There are countries that have blasphemy laws, correct, and one of them is Poland. Poland is the only EU country that has blasphemy laws, and right now, Nurgle from Behemoth he's in trouble. He's literally in trouble and can't travel now because of it in certain situations. Blasphemy laws, literally, for making fun. He made fun of Mary, the Blessed Mother, Mary, Jesus's mom. He did, I think he posted a picture or something. Anyway, he was arrested. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. If people don't think that's insane, I don't know what to say. There's also countries where apostasy is death penalty, meaning leaving the religion, Islam. Punk rock, pew pew. Yeah, that's me. There's also countries where witchcraft is still the death penalty. Sorcery. Not cool. So, free speech, folks. Free speech. So, I always thought, if you have kids, teach them how to use guns. Now, let's go to one more step to my kid not having, they skipped the Second Amendment. They skipped it because they didn't know what to say. They didn't know how to talk about it. The other thing that my kid experienced in school, my daughter not, my son yes, is he didn't like art class. And I brought this up before. And it was because they had rules about what you can draw and what you can't draw. Excuse me? Wow. I mean, that makes me madder than the gun one. So they had an anti-violent imagery. They weren't allowed to draw guns or swords or like bloody stuff. And I went in and my questions were, and I've gotten good at this because I just ask questions to see where they're coming from. I don't attack. I'm offended. I don't do that. That's stupid. The way to do it is ask questions. Find out where they're coming from first. They might be dumb as a horse. Sorry about that, horses. They also might just be completely uneducated on the subject, and they're parroting. They're parrots. They heard it, they didn't think about it, and they're just repeating what they heard. Or it's the ideology amongst their peers, and they're just going with it. So I wanted to know why. Why are they not allowed to draw guns? And it was because a lot of boys wanted to, and I think because they ban it, they probably wanted to do it more. And I said to the teacher, what if I'm a soldier and he wants to draw a picture of me? He has to leave out the gun? And they were like, oh, we didn't think about that. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you should have. What if I'm a policeman? Now, everybody hates the cops, but 8-9 years ago, what if I'm a cop and he puts a gun? What, you can't draw that? And, I didn't, they didn't think of that either. So then I brought this up. I said, what if my son's disturbed and he wants to get it out on a piece of paper? He wants to express the disturbance in his mind. Like maybe he has some thoughts that aren't adding up and he has some violent energy that he needs to get it out. Now he could go over and punch his friend, or he could draw a really violent picture and get it out. I mean, Mr. Rogers would say, if you're angry, go bang on the piano, right? So why not draw it on a piece of paper? Okay? And they were like, yeah, I guess, but maybe, I could just tell they never thought about it. No. Now, I do believe little boys are aggressive, more aggressive than little girls. Just put them in a group and watch. Little boys punch each other in the face a lot. I would sit and watch these kids play. I was a weird kid. I did not do that. I was not that kid. But most little boys around me were doing that. They were very violent and punchy and grabby and wrestling. I've seen little girls do the same, but little boys have a little bit more of that, and they like to draw zombies and dead people and monsters and swords, and I don't. I do believe it's a part of the learning process. Having violent play action, like wanting to pretend someone's shot and dying, I think that's important. I think little kids need to do that. They need to reenact that. Whether it be a killer or a shooter or a cops and robbers or whatever, it's just them reflecting on something that's serious. And it's an easy way for them to do it. I think it's a part of our growing. I think it's something you experience and you go, okay, and then you move on. Adults do it too. We play act all the time. I do a lot of role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons. And I do it with adults and kids. And whenever I'm playing it with kids, I tell the parents, because I'm the dungeon master, look, this might get violent. And I had another parent who was concerned that the little kids were drinking ale in the game. Because you go to taverns, and the kids, they're not playing children. They're playing warriors and, fighters and wizards and clerics. They want to drink at the bar. They're like, oh, how much is it for the ale? And I'm like, for a silver piece, you can buy a round of drinks. I'm like, okay, so why do they want to do this? It's how they explore. Now, maybe they'll explore with the real booze in the counter, but maybe they'll do it in the game. Now, in the game I run, if you drink a lot in the game, you're going to be a negative on your agility. You're going to go down a little bit. Your charisma might go up a little bit, right? This is what they're literally making kids not go through certain parts of development by doing these things. Check this out. I always tell my kids, because they always want to make food in the microwave, that it's the worst place to do it because it's skipping the browning phase. It's just like, wonk, the water molecules are hot. Done. You take it out, you eat it. When you put something in the oven, there's a process. It takes longer because it gets a little brown on the edge, and then, right? It's not zapping it with a wave. I got to change the record. Oh, this is a good one. Hold on. Not done yet. I'm going to put on organ and brass. There's a bunch of artists on this one. I'm a fan of organs and brass. I think they go well together. So check this out. I think that browning process is similar to how when kids are growing up, they got to go through certain things. Whether they got to learn the hard way, and the helicoptering and the constant not letting kids do things like explore things that might seem uncomfortable might not be a good idea. I'm pretty sure they've done research on violent games not really having an influence on violent behavior. A lot. Donovan, you played DM. How long have I been a magi, or a magi as some say? A professional magician, I've been doing it since first grade. But professionally, high school. Yeah, I started working in high school doing shows for the public. 9th grade. Public, like a paid public show, 9th grade. I don't know. What are your thoughts, folks, on kids and violent playing? I mean, obviously there's a point of concern, but I was Fallon's got. Well, why is my record skipping? This is weird. Whoa! Just had a weird thing happen with my vinyl. Always clean your needle, folks. Fallon says, if you limit someone's ability to express and explore violence in art, you might not get a Beethoven, you'll get a Philip Glass. I love it. Yeah. We gotta have, oh yeah. Spooky Tricks. That's the book that changed my life. If someone says, what book changed your life? Spooky Tricks. Oh, here. I'll show it to you. I have multiple copies, folks. I not only have multiple copies, I occasionally buy this book and put it in libraries because it makes me angry that it doesn't. This is the one that I used to check it out of the library, and then eventually I got a copy. Folks, that's Spooky Tricks. And here's another library edition with a red cover, and here's a paperback. Now, they reprinted this book. The reprint's missing one of the greatest tricks in here for political correct reasons. It has to do with dying. They cut out the trick about dying in here. Again, why whitewash the dead? I know people that won't bring their kids to funerals. This is not good. Kids need to go to funerals. I think it all comes down to that. It all comes down to people not being able to deal with the fact, I hate to break the news, we're all going to die. So, I don't know what to say. Oh, you can find this for very inexpensive price online. They're around. You can get a hardback. Trust me. Get a hardback with this cover. They have a new cover. To me, the art is what makes this book cool. Whenever they do that to an old book, they change the art out. Boo. Lame. Yeah, the guy that did the art for this would be mortified if he knew it. He's probably passed on. Here, I'll do another. Nope, I'm okay. So, folks, I'm going to wrap this up in a second. I want to know any thoughts here. A couple other things. Look at this. So, the Pez gun came with the clicker. And I'm going to take these out. This will probably be the last time I take these out. It came with... These are so little. Focus. There it is. That right there is a wrapper. It's never been used. It's like brand new. And it's a McDonald's one. A McDonald's Pez edition. And it came with some really weird ones. I don't even know. Focus. Focus. God, I hate that I can't control the focus. All right, here. Let's do this. Let me see if this is better. Is this better? Let's see. Yes. That is better. I don't know what these are. They're all different little special edition wrappers. Unused, mint condition, And the McDonald's. And it came with a clicker. That was $50, folks. I think that's a pretty darn good $50. Now, you know what I didn't realize? What? The second magic show you did, it was at McDonald's? Wow, that's cool. I don't think I've ever performed in a McDonald's. I do have a secret dream to own a franchise for McDonald's one day and make it something unique, because McDonald's will let you do that occasionally. I didn't know what clickers, how they were used, and I looked it up. And if you train a dog and you go, sit, when they sit, you're supposed to go, yes, right? Most people go, good boy, good boy. But you're supposed to use like a one-word yes, and some people use this. I didn't know that. They'll go, sit, and then the dog will sit, and you do that. It means the dog knows he did it right. Pretty cool. I am now on the hunt for a black one. Okay, so these guns here, I'll show you. This style of gun, they go for about between $350 and $500. I'll bet that one right there goes for about $5 or more. Maybe way more. I don't know. Look at the picture on the handle. I'm going to look that up when we get off. And then this type, the black one. Now, I have yet to see a black one for sale. I have seen an orange one of that style, and it was about $100. So they go from about 1 to 2, 3, somewhere in there. And the space guns go between $50 and $100. I haven't seen one in the package yet, though. I'll bet that goes for more. I'm very curious of how many they found. And I am going to be using this Pez gun for the rest of my life. I'm not kidding. I think it's awesome. I'm now going to put it as part of my Dungeon Master set. So I'm going to, because I load up a bunch of, when I Dungeon Master, I got to be like ready to just do my thing. So I got all my reference books ready. I got my dice. I got my initiative stuff. I now started using sand timers. I never used to. It's kind of fun. And now I have my Pez. So when I'm like ready, I can just shoot myself in the mouth if another player wants one, right? This is great. Folks, oh, the other thing, I almost forgot. Gosh, and I still have a nice crowd here, so I'm going to go a little longer here. I almost forgot. I wanted to show you other guns that are considered inappropriate. Remember these kind of guns? They still make them. Here, I was working on them. You know the magic trick where you take one of these, right? So I was working on a version where, well, I'm going to use the gun. Watch, you can take this. It's like a ball, right? I'm going to put the ball in this hand. Watch. And here, watch. The gun. Watch. It's cool, right? I always liked those guns when I was a kid, too. The other thing I liked when I was a kid were knives. I can't believe I almost forgot this. I'm going to move these little Pezzies over here. Now, the reason why I'm careful with these, most things I don't resell. I doubt I'll resell this. This is like, I like this, and I'm going to play with it. Yes. Right, it is James Bond style. Oh, wow. Yikes. Talon. Scary. I'm going to read that out loud. That is weird. Well, in New York City, they know what I have. I have to, like, tell them what I have. You need a license to own any firearm, even a rifle in the closet. And listen, I got into gun rights when I went to get my shotgun in New York because it's completely unconstitutional. They make you pay a lot of money, background check, that's fine, but fingerprint, photo, gun registry, and a license to own that you have to renew and pay a lot of money for. Oh, and you have to have your roommate, or if you have people that live with you, sign papers. And if you don't have someone to wheel your gun to, you're not allowed to have a gun. I'm not kidding you. All of those are unconstitutional. All of them. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this toy knife. I've had this toy knife ever since I was little. It is my Popeye camping knife. It is made out of plastic. I've had this since I was in kindergarten. And I used to like it because it had the fork and knife. And they're so cheap, you can't even really use it, but I tried when I was a kid. I probably ingested this crappy silver paint. Yeah, it's like a little replica Swiss Army knife, Popeye style. I remember at a pretty early age liking butterfly knives, and I remember having a crappy one. And then I heard they make practice knives, so you can, like they're rubber, so you can flip them around. And I just, this is my son's butterfly knife. It's a Kershaw. This is like a pretty fancy one. Look at this beast. That is not a toy. That is a real one. And I was thinking, is it better to practice this with a practice knife or not? But ever since I was a kid, I was pretty good at this. I used to mess around with it. I don't know all the moves, but I know how to open and close this thing pretty quick. And I just recently sharpened this to shaving standards. I think it's kind of good to practice with one sharp and go slow. Like if this is razor sharp and I was going to teach somebody, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, these are pretty good blades. I wouldn't mind it being a sharp one. They're going to pay attention. They're going to wear shoes. They're not going to, because you can drop it on your foot. And, you would start slow and eventually get it up to speed. Our gun laws here are ridiculous. They'll say it's because we live in a large city and there's a lot of people here, but someone just wrote that, firearms, you're going to have to list it and tell everybody. Yeah, it's where it's at in your home. I mean, it's getting to be. They're going to try to red tape it out of existence. That's what they're doing in New York. That's what they did in D.C. D.C. had a law, no handguns. Somebody challenged it. They were like, all right, you got to let them have handguns. And then they just red taped it. That's what I think they're doing. Like here, if someone wants to go get one, it's like, oh, it's such a pain in the ass and costs so much money. But what happens is when they do that, eventually the people aren't going to want to deal with it. Just say, I don't have the guns anymore. I sold them. And then hide them. Right now, you can sell them without telling them. So I could just say they're gone. You know, like they're going to slowly just legislate it out. And I don't think my lifetime will see that happen, but I smell it coming. I always tell people, if you want to save lives and ban guns, stop yelling at assault weapons. Focus on handguns because they kill way more people in very crazy situations. Assault weapons don't kill that many people in the grand scheme of things. And the biggest shooting of all time with little kids involved was not in the USA. It was in Norway. So, and France has them too. So you can ban them. They're not going anywhere. The more, I don't know. I always thought if you live in an area where you think if you bug somebody, they're going to fight back, you won't bug them. I believe that. If people know these people aren't going to fight back, they bug them. If people know that guy might fight back, I better not. Most people just want to survive, and bugging you, they usually want money or something like that, right? Or stealing something. So if they know there's going to be a fight involved, we evolved to run away from that situation. So even the bad guy who's going to take advantage of a situation, if he knows there might be a little bit of a fight, he might leave. Just saying. Folks, what else? I had a big, nice room in here tonight. A lot of people. It's, HR 127. I'm going to write that down and go look it up. Whenever there's gun laws passed or trying to be passed, I definitely go check this out and throw my 2 cents in. HR 127. Yeah, look up the Heller case. Heller versus DC. The guy that sued DC because he couldn't have a handgun. Yes. Yeah, it does not include self-defense. That is really sad. So Australia had a mandatory gun buyback, folks. Yeah, that's really weird. Yep. Yeah. Read the comments here. It's true. If you break it down logically, it doesn't sound good. Think about it, though. You're the king of the castle. Do you really want your civilians running around with guns? No, not at all. Not at all. So the fact that we're allowed to have them, wow, that is pretty cool. That is like, wow, like we're lucky. So we have to be more responsible. It's all about responsibility and being more responsible. Free speech too. If you're offended, that's your fault. Anybody's offended over any hate speech, that's their fault. That's it. You can always either reframe it or not be offended. If you're offended by something, maybe you should go look up why you're offended. That's what I always thought about religious people. If someone's religious is like, oh, they're offending Muhammad or Jesus. Well, if you're upset, maybe you are bad at the faith part. Or maybe your subconscious is telling you it's not real. And that's why you're offended. I don't know. Yes. Folks, you are a smart and logical crew. And I respect that I have a crowd here. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to wrap this up. I've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm tired and I need to eat. Yeah, this was fun. And I am so glad I have a Pez gun now. And I am so glad that I finally opened up my Russian roulette toy, because I'm going to play with this a lot more. This was a fun show, everybody. Yeah, Yep. Lack of education. Yep, Colin Noir. I do watch him occasionally. I like him. I do like Colin Noir. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, one day I might do a full-blown Second Amendment episode. Yeah, I haven't decided yet. I mean, people don't like talking about it, but it needs to be discussed. I think it should. Maybe I'll do a Second Amendment and children episode. I'm going to write that down. Guns and kids. Because I taught my kids how to shoot guns and clean them and everything. Guns and kids. That's a good topic just because it will draw a crowd because it sounds crazy, but it's not. It's not that crazy. Guys, Dallas, Donovan, Mark, Steven, everybody in here. I don't want to miss anybody. I can't. Fallon. Everybody in here. Sean, Voider Shark, Amanda, Mark, Talon, Eric, and a bunch of other people I can't see because you're not chatting. Folks, you guys are great. I don't want to jump out just yet. I wanted to say that if you want to donate, cool. You don't have to. A lot of you donate all the time. But if you can, hey, what the heck? Some people have extra cash. Some people don't. If you donate, it goes right in the show. And if you can't, the best thing you can do, subscribe, notify, like. When I get to 666 followers on this channel, which could be very soon. It could be like any minute, actually. I think I'm about 10 away. Or 15. Let me look. All right, 20 away. 21 away. 21 away. So when I get to 666, I'm going to do a cool giveaway. I haven't decided how we're going to do it yet, but it's going to be fun. I'll make it a game show or something. And then when we get to 1,000 subscribers, which is Super Chat, I can't believe they won't give it to me now. Because I clearly have a built-in crowd now. I mean, there's people that show up all the time. This is great. It not only makes it easier for me, because I kind of know the vibe of everybody in here, and I know what subject matters to go over. It's incredibly flattering to know that I'm saying something that people are having fun listening to, and that's all this is. I am not a guru. I am not that, this, or the other. I'm just having fun here and learning. And when I learn and share, I learn more, and you learn, and you guys share with me and give me things to learn about. And that's what this whole thing is. So on that note, do I have any more water? Yes. I raise a glass to Wednesday nights. And everybody here, we had a beautiful sunny day today. When it's sunny out, get out. Get some fresh air and sun. You need vitamin D. Your skin needs sun, folks. And I'll see you on Friday right here. Same bat time, same channel. 8 p.m. This is Evening Hour, episode 37. And it was called Pez. Wait, I always forget the name of today's episode. Pez Firearms and Suicide Toys. And we'll give it one more cock. I lived again. Folks, you're awesome. I'm going to eat Pez and get out of here. Party on.